Well, good morning. Welcome to Daily Videos with me, Pastor Michelle. Today is Monday, February 1st, and let's get started with prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. So first, let's hear a reading from Esther. The king commanded Queen Vashti to be brought before him, and she did not come. This very day, the noble ladies of Persia and Media, who have heard of the queen's behavior, will rebel against the king's officials, and there will be no end of contempt and wrath. In God's love note. When I think of the story of Queen Esther, my heart breaks because the story could have turned out differently if my son had realized that his wife Vashti was a human being of equal value to him. Great things happened in my name, great and terrible, because Esther took Vashti's place. But today I would like to invite you to reflect on the ways in which this world still treats some of my children as less than, while this world simultaneously makes them a source of terror. My son was terrified that if he did not punish Vashti, women would rise up thinking they did not have to be constantly available to the whims of men. But it was my intent from the very beginning to make humanity in my image. Remember that I treasure you as made in my image, whatever your gender. Remember, I do not place any people above others. Today, remember Vashti, risking so much to declare her full humanity and her image of God, her likeness to me. Sorry, Lily's licking me all over. And pay attention to and honor the Vashti and you. It's a very important thing to remember that every single one of us, we are made in the image of God. Hold on to that truth. Let us hear now some more about Mary Magdalene. So, among recent archaeological discoveries in Israel, none is more exciting than the still ongoing excavation of ancient Magdala, the town of Mary Magdalene, located on the northwest bank of the Sea of Galilee. In 2007, an Israeli archaeologist made an astonishing discovery. She found the remains of one of the oldest synagogues in Galilee. Like the 4th century synagogue of Capernaum, it features stone benches along its walls, decorated with colorful mosaics. A stone block in the center appears to be a 3D representation of the temple, the first such image ever. Under the floor of the synagogue, excavators found a coin stuck in Tiberias in 29 CE, placing the synagogue in the time of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. So I think that's a picture. So there you have it, some more things about Mary Magdalene. So tomorrow we're going to hear about Mary and Martha. And so, my friends, let us... Lemmy is making this extra difficult today. We're actually going to just listen to a little bit of Mockingjay, and then we're going to call it a day today. So, the trickle has turned to a steady stream. I give up on my first aid attempts. You fought with Boggs? No, just blocked the doorway when he tried to follow you. His elbow caught me in the nose, says Gail. They'll probably punish you. Already have. He holds up his wrist. I stare at it. Coyne took back my communicuff. I bite my lip, trying to remain serious, but it seems so ridiculous. I'm sorry. Don't be soldier, Katniss Everdeen. I felt like a jerk walking around with it anyway. We both start laughing. I think it was quite a demotion. This is one of the few good things about 13, getting Gale back. With the pressure of the Capitol's arranged marriage between Peeta and me gone, we have managed to regain our friendship. He doesn't push it any further, try to kiss me or talk about love. Either I've been too sick or he's willing to give me space. Or he knows it's just too cruel with Peeta in the hands of the Capitol. Whatever the case, I've got someone to tell my secrets to. Who are these people? They're us. If we've had nukes instead of a few lumps of coal, he answered. I like to think 12 wouldn't have abandoned the rest of the rebels back in the dark days. We might have if it was that. Surrender started nuclear war. In a way, it's remarkable they survived. Maybe it's because I still have the ashes of my own district on my shoes, but I give the people of 13 something I have withheld from them. Credit for staying alive. Their early years must have been terrible, huddled in the chambers beneath the ground. Population decimated. No possible ally to turn to. Over the past 75 years, they've learned to be self-sufficient, turned their citizens into an army. and build a new society with no help from anyone. They would be even more powerful if that pox epidemic hadn't flattened their birth rate and made them so desperate for a new gene pool and breeders. Maybe they are militaristic, overly programmed, and somewhat lacking in a sense of humor. They're here and willing to take on the capital. Still, it took them long enough to show up. I say, it wasn't simple, Gale said. They had to build up a rebel base in the capital, get some sort of underground organized in the districts. Then they needed someone to set the whole thing in motion. They needed you. They needed PETA, but they seem to have forgotten that. His expression darkens. PETA might have done a lot of damage. Most of the rebels will dismiss what he said. But there are districts where the resistance is shakier. The ceasefire is clearly President Snow's idea, but it seems so reasonable coming out of PETA's mouth. I'm afraid of Gale's answer, but I ask anyway. Why do you think he said it? All right, my friends. God bless you, and have a wonderful day. Sorry. Short.